blocked.
Yeah.
Do you block people ever?
No, I've muted some people. Now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted. Yeah.
Anna Kendrick didn't have to scream to make her point heard. She just had to walk onto a stage and say the one thing Blake Lively was dreading. While the world watched Blake's reputation crumble under the weight of the Justin Baldoni feud, Anna finally broke her silence in the most calculated way possible. Standing before the biggest names in the industry at the British Academy Film Awards, she delivered a speech that felt like a tactical missile aimed directly at her former co-star. She spoke about the deep respect actors must have for directors, a pointed jab that left the audience breathless. It wasn't just a speech, it was a public declaration of whose side she was really on in the battle that has divided Hollywood.
Well, I met Blake. I worked with her husband Ryan several years ago, so I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
The timing of Anna's remarks was anything but a coincidence, as the industry is currently reeling from the fallout of Blake's behavior on the set of her latest project. For weeks, rumors have swirled that Blake effectively pushed Justin Baldoni out of his own movie, taking over the editing room and ignoring his creative vision. When Anna stood up and praised the exhausting work of directors, emphasizing that actors need to honor that vision, fans immediately knew who she was talking about. It felt like the ultimate confirmation that the tension between these two actresses has been simmering for years, and Anna is no longer interested in playing nice or protecting Blake's carefully curated image.
Of Blake Lively, that, Anna Kendrick will get her name first, but then Blake circumvents that, and even though Anna Kendrick's name is first, hers is higher.
This sudden boldness from Anna has sent fans back to the archives, digging up old interviews that now look completely different in the light of the current scandal. One particular clip has gone viral, where Anna admits to muting people on social media to maintain her peace of mind. While she laughed it off as a joke at the time, internet detectives are convinced that Blake was at the top of that list. Looking back at their body language during the press tour for their first movie together, the friction is undeniable. Anna has always been known for her sharp wit and no-nonsense attitude, while Blake often leans into a more dominant persona that many are now labeling as mean girl energy.
So, I feel like your character is like the most confident woman in the world, and yours is like very insecure.
Yeah.
Are you guys, but you guys are like, both of you have this attitude about you that...
In real life, it's the other way around, and I constantly have to call Blake and be like, it's okay, you're good at giving interviews, I promise you, people like you, they respect you.
A lot of talking.
Gotta give her a pep talk. I'm like, we're amazing, we're powerful. I'm the reason she gets out of bed in the morning.
And Anna's just an egomaniac, as you can see.
The friction between them started long before the current headlines, dating back to the filming of A Simple Favor in 2018. On the surface, they looked like the perfect duo, but behind the scenes, things were allegedly reaching a breaking point. Insiders from the studio recently revealed that the two stars actually hated each other by the time production wrapped. The situation became so toxic that Lionsgate executives reportedly had to step in and have a serious talk with both actresses. They were ordered to pretend to be friends for the sake of the movie's success, because the tension was starting to leak into their public appearances and making everyone uncomfortable.
Telling yourself these things, because I think we're the only person who can tell ourselves that we're good and that we're to give ourselves confidence, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it feels good when Anna gives me confidence too. I like compliments. I'm not below compliments. That's what my mom always says. She's like, wants me to compliment her, and she's like, I'm not below compliments. I'm like, it's clear that you're not, because she's always...
One of the most shocking revelations from the original set involves a bizarre demand regarding the movie's promotional materials. An insider claimed that Anna was incredibly competitive with Blake and was hyper-aware of how she was being presented to the public. Things reportedly got so heated that Anna demanded the studio Photoshop her body on the official poster to ensure she looked just as prominent as Blake. She allegedly wanted to make sure she wasn't being overshadowed by her co-star in any way, shape, or form. This level of pettiness behind the scenes suggests that the two were locked in a power struggle from day one, constantly fighting for the top spot.
Because you were just telling me about like weird expressions that she gets wrong, wououldn't it be I'm not above compliments?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, she gets it all wrong. I never even thought about it. She says it. Yes, she's not above compliments. My mom gets everything sort of
like
flipped.
expression. She was just telling me like
She'll be like
funny
smooth as pie. She'll be smooth as silk or whatever.
Easy as pie.
Yeah,
Right.
and smooth as silk. But my mom, I think, is a very confident person, and so for me, yeah, I sort of like struggled with that because I've sometimes judged her for being so confident, which I think is like not fair, right?
Yeah, you're such a bad daughter.
Terrible daughter. See, this is an entire therapy session. What you've stepped into, you didn't realize.
If you look closely at their old interviews, you can see the moments where the mask almost slipped. In one awkward exchange, the interviewer noted that their characters were opposites, with Blake being confident and Anna being insecure. Blake immediately jumped in to claim that in real life, she is the one who has to give Anna pep talks to get her out of bed. She painted herself as the supportive big sister, but Anna's reaction told a different story. She looked visibly annoyed by the suggestion that she needed Blake's help to function. It felt like a subtle attempt by Blake to belittle Anna's professional standing while making herself look like the hero of the story.
No, I've muted some people. Now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted. Yeah. Blake Lively.
You can mute people on Instagram?
Yeah.
Blake didn't stop there, as she later went on to make strange comments about her own mother's confidence in front of Anna. She told a story about how she used to judge her mother for being too confident, which many viewers interpreted as a direct jab at Anna's own assertive personality. The conversation turned into what fans called a fake therapy session, where Blake seemed to be patronizing Anna under the guise of being vulnerable. Anna eventually joked about how she is a bad daughter for these feelings, but the underlying tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. It was clear that Anna was tired of the mind games and the subtle insults disguised as compliments.
Well, I met Blake. I worked with her husband Ryan several years ago, so I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah. We got the body language experts analyzing this right now. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
How quickly do you know if you're gonna gel with a co-star? Is it like day one, you're like, okay, I'm in this and it's not working, or...
I feel like it's pretty rapid cognition for me.
Yeah, I think you know, but there's some people, like, I've had people who, like, I don't necessarily, like, we're not best buddies at all moments, but, like, do we do well together on screen? And there's some people that, like, we're best buddies, and then on screen it's like... So,
Another major point of contention surfaced when the pair was asked about the most difficult day on set. Blake admitted to showing up an hour and a half late one morning because she had worked late the night before. While she laughed about it, Anna didn't find the situation funny at all. Anna revealed that she had been ready and waiting on set the entire time while Blake was nowhere to be found. In a moment of raw honesty that many took as a joke but now see as truth, Anna looked directly at Blake and said that was the day she decided she hated her. It wasn't just a quip. It was a reflection of the professional disrespect Anna felt.
It's one of the most exhilarating and exhausting jobs in the world. It's juggling a million decisions, answering endless questions, and somehow still making sure that the story shines through.
Fast forward to the present day, and the drama has shifted to the upcoming sequel, Another Simple Favor. You would think that after 6 years, the two would have buried the hatchet, but sources say the feud has only exploded further. This time, the stakes are higher because of Blake's massive legal controversy and the backlash she's facing from the Justin Baldoni situation. Anna is reportedly terrified of being dragged down by Blake's tarnished reputation. She has seen the boycotts and the negative comments flooding social media, and she is making moves to distance herself as much as possible before the promotional tour even begins in earnest.
And I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but I just noticed that for the new A Simple Favor, I've been calling it A Simple Favor 2. It's supposed to be Another Simple Favor, with starring Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick. When I was looking at it, I noticed, and if you look at the poster, Blake Lively's name is like sitting up higher than Anna Kendrick's, but it's like off to the side up high. It doesn't make any sense. It looks so weird, but it's weird. Anna Kendrick's name is first, but then up higher and to the right of it is Blake Lively's name floating above her. And I looked at, they put out several different posters for this new movie coming out. They announced it's being released May 1st, and it's in all of them. So then I went back and looked at all the A Simple Favor movies previously. Not all of them, but the previous one. And it's not like that. It says Anna Kendrick's name first, and then Blake Lively is next. No, I just did a quick search, and Anna Kendrick's movies, the number of movies she's been in, has been 50. Blake Lively, 25. So she's been in half the movies. And gross. Anna Kendrick's movies have made just over $2 billion. And Blake Lively's have made just over $1 billion. Why would her name be up floating higher? I mean, obviously Anna Kendrick's name should be first. She's the bigger star and always has been and always will be now. But then I'm thinking, they can try to say it was something artistic, but if you see it, go look at the poster. It makes no sense at all. Was this a demand of Blake Lively? That, Anna Kendrick will get her name first, but then Blake circumvents that, and even though Anna Kendrick's name is first, hers is higher? I know this sounds like I'm reaching, but guys, we have seen what this demon is out here doing in these streets. That she will do anything to get her way and anything to be higher than another person. You guys tell me, am I reaching? Am I reaching? Look at it for yourself.
The battle for dominance has now moved to the movie's billing, which is essentially the hierarchy of whose name appears first. In the first film, Anna had top billing, which is standard for an actor with her impressive resume. However, reports claim that Blake's team pushed hard to flip the script for the sequel. They wanted Blake's name to be the first thing audiences saw, leading to weeks of tense negotiations. The result was a weird compromise known as staggered billing. If you look at the new poster, Anna's name technically comes first on the left, but Blake's name is positioned higher on the right. In Hollywood, this is a desperate attempt to make both stars feel like the lead.
Team, their latest move just before the weekend, they're trying to subpoena 2.5 years of phone records. Okay, and that means every communication, not just with all the parties, but basically 2.5 years of Justin Baldoni texting, calling anyone. I mean, God forbid someone looks through my phone for 2.5 years. I get canceled again, big guy. No one pretty soon we're going to cancel people for thoughts that they're having.
All right, somebody get your Uncle Billy, okay? Calm down.
But they want if you represented Blake, could you do that? Would a judge ever, under any circumstances, allow 2.5 years of your every communication?
We're going to find out later today. Stick around and hit the subscribe button.
With every person alive to be made public?
I think that the law requires that things be narrowly tailored so that they're related to at least the case you're dealing with, unless there's some good reason to not have it narrowly tailored.
Fans haven't missed the subtle power play on the new poster, noting how strange it looks to have Blake's name floating awkwardly above Anna's. Many believe this was Blake's final demand to prove she is the bigger star, despite the actual numbers suggesting otherwise. Career-wise, Anna has been in twice as many movies as Blake, with over 50 credits to her name compared to Blake's 25. Furthermore, Anna's films have grossed over $2 billion at the box office, doubling Blake's total. Despite these facts, the battle for the top spot on a poster shows just how deep the competitive streak runs between these two high-profile actresses.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from her.
Yeah.
So far, so good, but in this upcoming clip, Blake speaks about valuing Anna's supportive remarks issue is that fans believe she was making subtle jabs based on the way she said it.
The situation has become so dire that Anna is reportedly considering doing the entire press tour for the sequel alone. She is allegedly worried that every single interview will be hijacked by questions about Blake's drama with Justin Baldoni or her reputation as a mean girl. Anna wants the focus to remain on the film and her performance, rather than becoming a shield for Blake's PR disasters. Sources say she is ready to take on the workload by herself, just to avoid the awkwardness of sitting on a couch next to someone she can barely tolerate. It's a bold move that shows just how fractured their professional relationship has become.
And here's this Anna even joked about blocking Blake on IG. She brushed it off like a joke, but with everything that has now surfaced about the actress, fans believe Anna was just speaking the truth.
While Anna is making her moves, others from the past are starting to come forward with their own horror stories about working with Blake. One of the most damaging testimonies came from an assistant director named Barbara Seaman, who worked on the first film. She took to social media to reveal that her experience with the cast was incredible, with one major exception. She explicitly stated that one person was the reason she quit being an assistant director altogether. While she didn't name names initially, she later confirmed the person was cruel to many and would constantly tear people down. The internet quickly connected the dots, and the results weren't pretty for Blake. Barbara described nights of crying her way home because she worked so hard to please someone who was never satisfied. She called the current backlash against Blake karma, suggesting that the truth was always bound to come out eventually. This account aligns perfectly with the rumors of Blake's behavior on the set of It Ends With Us, where she was accused of creating a hostile environment for the director. When multiple people from different projects across several years start telling the same story, it becomes much harder for a star to maintain their golden girl image. Anna Kendrick's silence was likely a way to stay out of the blast zone. The drama took an even darker turn when news broke about Blake's legal team filing a subpoena for Justin Baldoni's personal records. She is reportedly demanding 2.5 years of his phone and internet history, claiming he orchestrated a smear campaign against her. Legal experts have called this a massive invasion of privacy and a fishing expedition that is unlikely to hold up in court. The sheer aggression of this move has painted Blake in an even darker light, making her look desperate to win at any cost. For Anna, seeing this level of legal warfare play out must be a terrifying reminder of why she wants to keep her distance. Some fans believe that Anna's BAFTA speech was her way of showing support for Justin Baldoni without having to deal with the legal fallout of a direct statement. By praising the role of the director, she was implicitly siding with the person who is currently being sued and sidelined by Blake. The industry is small, and word travels fast about who is difficult to work with. If Anna, a seasoned pro with an Oscar nomination, is subtly throwing shade, it sends a loud message to other directors and producers. It suggests that the problem isn't the people around Blake, but rather the common denominator in all these conflicts. The backlash has even reached Anna's own social media pages, which has reportedly left the actress feeling upset. She isn't used to being at the center of a firestorm, and seeing fans say they will boycott her new movie just because Blake is in it feels like unfair collateral damage. Anna has worked incredibly hard to build a clean and professional reputation, and she is now seeing it threatened by an association she can't easily escape. This is likely the driving force behind her recent decision to be more vocal about her respect for the craft and the professionals she works with, effectively drawing a line in the sand. Executives at Prime Video are now in a state of panic as the release of the sequel approaches. They had hoped the chemistry between the two leads would be a selling point, but now it has become a liability. There are reportedly last-minute discussions happening about how to handle the marketing without making the tension even more obvious. The original plan was for a joint promotional blitz, but with Anna pushing for solo appearances and Blake focused on her legal battles, the entire campaign is in jeopardy. It's a nightmare scenario for a studio that has invested millions into a franchise that is now mired in controversy. The dynamic between Anna and Blake is a classic example of what happens when two powerful personalities clash in a high-pressure environment. Anna is the theater kid who values discipline and respect for the script, while Blake is the Hollywood royalty who is used to getting her way and changing things on the fly. These two styles were destined to collide, but no one expected it to turn into a multi-year feud that would eventually involve lawsuits and public call-outs. The sequel was supposed to be a victory lap, but instead it has become a battleground where only one of them might emerge with their reputation intact. As the layers of this story continue to peel back, it's becoming clear that Anna Kendrick was the canary in the coal mine. Her jokes about muting Blake and her pointed comments about being ready on set were early warning signs that something was wrong. For years, she played the game and kept her head down, but the Justin Baldoni explosion seems to have given her the courage to finally stand her ground. She is no longer the insecure character people tried to paint her as. She is a veteran of the industry who knows exactly how to handle a mean girl without ever breaking a sweat. Even the way they handle their own fame is vastly different, with Anna often poking fun at herself, while Blake is perceived as trying too hard to maintain a perfect, untouchable image. This fundamental difference in character is why fans are rallying behind Anna during this chaotic time. They see her as the relatable professional who is just trying to do her job, while Blake is seen as the person making that job impossible for everyone else. The assistant director's comments about karma have resonated deeply with the public, who are tired of seeing powerful stars treat behind-the-scenes staff with anything less than total respect. The legal battle with Justin Baldoni is far from over, and as more records are subpoenaed, more secrets are likely to come to light. Whether Blake can survive this hit to her brand remains to be seen, but the damage to her relationship with her peers seems permanent. Anna Kendrick has made her choice, and it's clear she isn't looking back. By distancing herself now, she is ensuring that when the dust finally settles, she won't be buried under it. The industry is watching closely to see how this power play ends, and right now, all eyes are on the woman who dared to speak up when everyone else was silent. In the end, this feud is about much more than just billing on a poster or showing up late to set. It's about the culture of Hollywood and whether the era of the untouchable mean girl is finally coming to an end. Anna Kendrick's subtle but powerful stance proves that you don't need to be loud to be effective. As we wait for the sequel to hit screens, the real drama isn't what's happening in the movie, but the Cold War happening between its two stars. Whether they can ever stand on the same stage again is a question only time will answer, but for now, the lines have been drawn and the silence has been broken.